All right, guys, welcome to the crib. As as Earth and Payne aren't really here tonight, I'm going to be hosting. So we're going to be talking about the Behemoth and the upcoming raid and what people's thoughts are on it. We've got a few slides and that of the Behemoth and the new Scrambler cannon for you to look at and just get an idea of what you guys think. So pass it on to anyone that wants to start talking about the Behemoth if Earth wants to put it up.
Yeah, one sec, bud. I'll get that for you. I'm trying to do about 6 million things at once, so do apologise. There we go. Okay, so we've got the Behemoth. So this is the standard one. As you can see, it's basically it's an upgraded Goliath. It's got 7 armor slots, 8 weapon slots. You get an extra weapon slot. You get an extra special slot as well because it's got 4 compared to the R10 Goliath, which has only got 3. The evade bonus is only 0%. Ballistic defense is 30, explosive 10, penetrating 40 for missiles, radioactive 30. You get the magic 40% ballistic range, and you get an 80% ballistic reload on there as well. And the repair modifier is 75%. Similar to life, the best way to sort of compare it. What does everybody think?
Personally, I think if I was going to put one of these in, I'd just take out one of my Goliath, just so I've got 2 ships that have got sonar in. Because if they find a way to take out your one sonar, you got the backup.
Yeah, it's definitely interesting. I was kind of interested in the flagship version just for the fact it has such a good flagship bonuses and the built-in thermal and sonar. I guess they just leave it. They leave traits. I had somebody ask in one of our other pages why they have ones that have sonar and thermal, and you'll see they're usually bonuses that are built into it. So they just kind of put them as pairs. But it is interesting. I like the fact it's got thermal built into it. You can go ahead and take a frosty out or whatever you're using, take that free that space up. But it does limit you on what you can use as terms of limited, like a Grim or Grimshine's Wrath. You're going to take that out of the equation. So once again, it's a balancing act.
Right, just so that we can sort of compare it to the R10 Goliath. So we've got an extra special slot, but the R10 goalie has got 10% more evade, 50% more ballistic damage, 33% more accuracy, 10% more explosive defense, 10% more radioactive defense, 30% stun resistance, 1200 more weight, and 1000 more armor. Obviously, it loses out by 1 less weapon slot and 1 less special slot on there. But that really it's kind of a waste to build one of these rather than a Goliath. Just talking about the standard Behemoth.
Yeah, I kind of agree with that because the Goliath, well, first of all, that's been out longer, and I don't really think you need 4 special slots for a base defense, especially if it's a ballistic haul. You need Guidance Scrambler for evade, hardened barrels for range, extra range, and autoloader 3 for more firepower, or the reduction.
I think you're right. It doesn't really need the 4 slots. Obviously, it's nice if you wanted to add anything else to it. For example, if you wanted to use an auto loader. But let's be honest, with most cannons being a fairly good reload rate anyway, and with the chance to rank them up to obviously skull rank and the bonuses you will get with the damage and stuff for the R10 goalie, I think until this sort of hits the retro lab, I don't see there's a lot of point in it really.
Yeah, I'm not scrapping my toilets anytime soon.
No. So do we want to have a look at the differences between that one and the other one that we've got? We've got the Omega Behemoth. Well, I've got so many things open. It's hard to switch between a lot of them. So, I'll show it. There we go. So, if we go to the Omega Behemoth there. So with this, obviously, it's slightly different. You get the plus 10% evade bonus, so it's the same as an R10 toilet. You've got 40% ballistic, 20 explosive, 50 missile defense, 40 radioactive. The same ballistic range as the others. You get 100% ballistic reload, and then you also get, which I thought was quite interesting, was a thermal imaging range of 80. So you can sort of swap this out with like a Frostburn or your Viper and still have the same effect with it. And then you've got two flagship effects. One's ballistic reload of plus 50% and an extra 50% ballistic defense as well, added on top, which I think is quite good. Anybody got anything they want to say about this?
Why do you need thermal imaging on a ballistic hull? That's my question.
Its point is not to shoot the submarines. Its point is to stay alive so that you can't get by it. I mean, it's just a great spotter. Because you think if you make it third in your base and they're trying to sneak past it, they're either going to have to pinch the hell out of it in the middle of their run and sneak past it and hope that they can get by. If anyone's going to build these, I hope you have agility system on this to cut pinches in half. Its job is just to stay alive, do damage, and be a spotter. And so you can see those subs. Because, I mean, you're going to have some Mastodons. I mean, you're going to have some Proto-Mastodons or some Mastodons in your base at this point. That's kind of the standard, larger player solutions that have some kind of a Mastodon, at least one in your base.
Obviously, you could park it up next to a bunch of gargoyles and stuff like that.
Yeah, but isn't there... Isn't like... Oh, sorry, go ahead.
No, sorry, carry on.
Oh, is it Viper interdictor or Visago's interdictor that has thermal?
Viper.
It's the Viper, which is range thermal stat, so it's 80 is the thermal range on the Viper. So, I mean, if you just got a blank hull in there, like a Viper, purely just to detect subs, obviously this is going to be... you're going to be able to cut down and have an extra ship in there, really. I think it's the best way to put it. You can be doing two jobs at once. You can have it as a defensive hull, as well as having a spotter for subs, which I think is probably quite a good thing to have. I mean,
also good if somebody bunker busts your Viper out, you still have something in there.
Yep.
Yeah, exactly.
Did you see the massive increase in the most impressive stat change compared to Toilet? 100% more combat speed, whopping 8 knots.
Yeah.
Dude, there's like doing OG Toilets. I mean, it sounds stupid, but that's so much better. That would help so much even in ranking them and trying to get them to crawl forward faster or respond a little bit better. So.
I mean, let's be honest.
No more toilet races.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's be honest. I mean, they're not exactly the best thing in the world, especially because most of the time people are going to be putting on heavy plating on them to bump those defences up so that they're harder to kill in the base. And then that's going to cut down the combat speed as well. So, it's they're not exactly the best guard ships for driving on people.
That's true.
But it's something that I think is interesting. It's it's a new guard ship with built-in thermal imaging, which is always going to be a bonus.
Did you also
would you choose that over the Rimrath though? I know
no, this is the thing.
Would you choose the 50% reload over the triple salver?
Yeah, I know. I'm not sure, to be honest. I mean, the Grimwrath, I think personally is still the apex flagship that you can have in base defense. from my point of view. It's giving you, if you've got Mastodons, it's giving you that extra 50% reload on there. You get the triple salvo on it. You can get the evade up to like 80%. Decent amount of armor points on it. So it's quite good for that. It's got fantastic staying power and stuff. So yeah, it's always going to help out a lot.
I do like its ballistic defense. I mean, I'd probably just like say add the normal Behemoth and just take out my first rampart for one of them and basically just straight swap it.
Yeah. I mean, we've also got the new Scrambler cannon, which is coming out as well. So this is a range of 47, same as chain guns. Damage of 240.
Isn't that slightly longer than normal assault cannons? Are they usually like 45?
Yeah, that with a Crusader that'd give it to 89 range.
Yeah.
2 less than launcher use. I mean, that's pretty ridiculous.
So you've got that. You've got reload time of 1.5 seconds, so it's pretty good for the reload. 90% accuracy. You see, damage type is ballistic. Weighs 240 tons, which isn't bad. You get an extra 96 radioactive damage. And this is the most interesting bit here: is the accuracy debuff of minus 5% per hit with minus 40 max. I mean, I don't know about you, but anything that I've got to go and hit bases with that's accuracy rated, I try to use Bullseye Brigade.
Yeah.
If I'm hitting, so this isn't going to make any difference to a fleet that's attacking with Bullseye Brigade on, because it's always going to hit every time anyway. But I mean, I can see where it's quite good in some situations,
But also, you got to think if you're hitting a base that's got gollies in, for example, and you're using, say, a blitzers on your Crusaders, then it'll help with that.
It will, yeah. It'll help in the attacking side of things, but I think in defence, the range is too short. The accuracy debuff's not going to really help matters because most people are going to be using the Bullseye Brigade if they're using missiles and stuff like that. And it's not really going to make any difference at all to Arbalest fleets, I don't think, either.
I was actually thinking of putting one each of these on my Crusaders because I've got the what's it called, the D33DR slow cannon on one on each, and I'm thinking of putting one of these on as well. So I've got the 2 different mix with 5 Arbalists on each Crusader.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it's gonna help out a lot, isn't it? So I think, especially, it's going to be something to stop the drones as well as they're coming in. So it's going to help you out with that if you're struggling a little bit. So yeah.
I kind of expected that.
Sorry.
I kind of expected the Arbalest cannons to kind of, with the piercing damage, also take out drones, but possibly even faster than that new cannon.
Yeah, I mean, the Arbalest. The trouble with the Arbalest is that it's got a minimum range, isn't it? So obviously, without the minimum range, if you put some of these on your fleet and some drones get inside that minimum range, you're at least going to be able to kill them before they have you.
I would think if you're going to build Arbalest, you at least have a thrower on there or something to get some kind of CQB covered.
So that's what I was thinking it more for raids and dredges and stuff like that to help out with, like, the rushers and for stuff like that.
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah. If you mix it in with a couple of the disruptors, it's going to be good for that.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I have an MCX fleet with Torrent Missile, 2 Magma Throwers, and D71N, I think. They don't kill drones too fast, but they do pretty good in strongholds.
Okay, so is everybody looking forward to the new raid that's coming up?
Yeah, I'm looking to see what this new target's going to be. This new map target.
Yeah, the Nexus targets.
If they work correctly, and we don't get screwed again this raid, it'd be nice. Yeah, I know. Someone's over there smiling, but I don't know. It's gonna be. I'm not dreading this as much as I have past second iterations of raids. I feel like this one's gonna be a little less painful. Knock on wood.
One does not simply play Battle Pirates without being screwed over.
Yeah, this is true. We all love it, really. You know, we all moan about it and everything else, but we still keep playing. We just like it. We like getting hammered.
To be honest, though, we've the raids have been getting a bit more affordable with the way they bring out grease monkeys and that for people, and they're keeping it different to keep people interested. So that's good.
So, Scotty, do you want to take the lead now and sort of go through a few bits and pieces with what's been said on the forums and possible tactics for the raid?
I'm just getting it back up now. Oh, my computer crashed out on me earlier.
Okay.
While I'm doing this, what's everyone in chat think about the raid?
They're pretty quiet. I'll keep an eye on it and I'll let you guys know. They're 30 seconds behind, so.
Yeah.
Chirp, chirp, I guess.
It's one of them, isn't it? I mean, nobody really knows what to expect with the new targets. Lots of fire and death from what's been said from Kicksai in their tips and tricks and stuff. So, I think radiation defense and, some fire quenching from using the frostburn and stuff like that's probably a good way to go.
Can you pick up my screen, Earth? I got it open.
Yeah, I can, mate.
We have a great response here on the crowd's opinions. We have same old and meh. There's a glowing optimism in our chat room, guys.
Okay, are you not screen sharing there, Scotty? And you're muted.
Should do it now.
There we go.
Can you see it?
Yep.
Yeah. This is what Doom Roost posted yesterday, I believe. It says Perdition is just around the corner, so it's time to look at Reaver Horde and discuss the new upcoming features in the game. As the Reaver Horde has not changed since last event, so it's going to be the same situation with the platforms and that. You got to unlock them. Where is it? You can check out the previous info on the Horde and tips and tricks here. So basically, they've posted up a few different pictures of what to expect. So you got the Nexus, the level 85 Nexus, which is going to be the world map target. You've still got to do the sector points to unlock the Reaver Nexus to be able to hit it. There's a look inside it, so it looks like you got 3 different platforms, and I'm assuming the rest will be fleets inside. Where else? I'm assuming that's I believe that's the priority you got to hit. Doesn't say what the this wasn't. Here's a new beast of a ship that's going to be inside it. Note the glowing spark on the front is facing as you approach the Hellstar. It will lay down a line of fire similar to a napalm, so obviously radioactive defense will help, frosty will help, blank Highland if you've got it.
Yeah, but you missed the most important line. But this wall of flame deals enormous radiation damage, so you want to avoid being anywhere near it. So it's like napalm missiles on steroids from this boat. Do not go into those lines.
So basically, if you can, fast fleet, hence what it said with the a few days back, he said you're going to need speed, radioactive defense, and maneuverability, and this is what it means. You got to be able to get out if you do land in it, be able to get out of it quick as possible.
I say
So what's everyone
Crusaders for
think?
that.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Frosty Crusaders, but if you haven't got it, obviously you can drop like a blank Highlander in or something for your radio defense and a fast fleet that can get out of the way of it.
I mean, they're pretty much saying in that last sentence, no matter what, distance, maneuverability, and planning, so kite the fuck out of it.
Mm.
And these targets are single hit as well, so they're single player target with a single hit. So whatever fleets you're going to use for it, you need to make sure that they're going to survive. I think it's going to be a bit of trial and error in the beginning, but obviously you're not going to get any benefit from it if you don't kill it straight away. And I think they were saying that obviously it shrouds up the target, so you can only hit them in sequence as well.
One thing I was wondering, I know that in this one they've put wall around the turrets. In this picture I just put up.
No, what I wanted.
I'm wondering if that actually like the way our walls, give reduction to say like defense, give extra defenses, whether that does the same for the turrets, so they might be harder to kill.
Well, that's only usually applicable to rocket or mortars. If you're using direct fire, like a launcher or missiles, for example, it doesn't matter about the walls.
Say something here about UAVs as well. Will be long-range weapons such as UAVs, missiles, and launchers. I know a lot of people have been using Atlases or Harlocks with a Grim, but again, if you don't have a Grim built and you've got either a Frosty or a Highlander, I'd drop that in as well just to help out.
Nice, Payne. Glad you can make it, man.
I think he was saying hello.
There he is.
Cons. I don't know if my audio's working. I'm on my phone.
Yeah, it is.
I've come to save the day. What we're talking about?
I just brought up the forum about the raid with the tips and the new Hellstar. We're talking about that with the napalm missile that it fires.
Cool. Well, don't let me interrupt. Carry on.
I was just about to pass it on to chat, see what they think.
Well, before we go on to chat, I do have one quick thing. Did anybody else click on you got your first banner pop up about the event? You go ahead and click on it. Took you to last month's event page. We had that little glitch there. I don't know if they fixed it or not because I haven't gotten it since. But the first day I did it was here's the April event.
Yeah, I've heard of people saying that the new that link sends back to the Descent page. So
Yeah, I mean, I'm looking forward to it. I don't think that the prizes are great. I think the flagship's more of a priority to get than the actual Behemoth itself. So I'd certainly go for the flagship over the Behemoth if you have the choice and you can only get one or the other. I think it should be a fun raid, I think.
I'm actually more intrigued to see if they bring any of the smaller prizes back, like your upgrades and stuff. To be honest, they've mixed it up a bit.
Yeah, I mean there is going to be a sector store, and we don't know what's going to be in that. I mean, I'm hoping that the ECM is going to make an appearance.
I would love to buy that. Yeah.
I was hoping the Death Charge.
Harlock's trait. No.
Well, they seem to
Atlas.
always traditionally run item stores after the big whole stores anyway. So I expect to see some good the next 2 months, this one and the next one. Hopefully I'm right, but I hope to see all the stuff that we've missed and been beating ourselves for. Maybe we can go and pick it up in these events.
Yeah, I think it's good. I think definitely the D55Z needs to be in there for the people that are missing that. There's a lot of low levels that haven't got that, and it's an amazing weapon that everybody should have. So I'm hoping that that's going to be in there. for people. What are you looking forward to seeing, Rob?
Are you talking about new prizes or like old prizes put back in?
Old prizes put back in, mate.
I think they could do with like a big variety of different weapon types. You know, so some UAVs, maybe the Hornet. I know we've got the Locust, but some people still prefer the Hornets for different reasons. You've mentioned the missile there. I think the torpedo would be nice, considering we've just had a hold store where people had the options to win the Nighthawk, the Kodiak, all these different variety of hulls. I think they really need to have different types, you know, like torps, a missile, a UAV, maybe another Mort. Even though we only had one last time, probably wouldn't see the Mort put back in, I wouldn't think. But yeah, definitely UAVs and assault torps, maybe even the siege torps, Zed.
Well, I'm not even sure how long it's been since that Hornet was out either. It's been quite a while. I know that there's a few people that in the alliance that want to get their hands on the Hornet because of the 97 range.
I see like a lot of people in chat screaming for bring back the speed and the evade upgrade, standalone upgrades.
I second that.
I'd like to see.
Bird.
Like, shielded electronics is a fucking vein of my arm at the moment. I've been wanting that for over a year, and it's still not been put out. Not just for a selfless reason where I want it, but I think newer players to the game. I know I've touched on it on previous shows, but all these little bits of tech which we take for granted, which lower levels haven't got, they really need to get this stuff to help their game. And I think it's about time we put it in after, I'm going to say, it was just over a year ago we saw shielded electronics and evade upgrade and speed upgrade and all the other upgrades. They really need to bring those back.
Well, I know they've obviously bought out the campaign, so newer players can kind of catch up a bit and get some ships as they go up. But you know, if they don't bring the specials back for the ships, then
yeah. I think you can give as many holes as you like. If you've got nothing decent to put on it, they're going to be shit builds. And I've seen a lot of people who have asking us for help with builds, and they're like, they've got the V2H, they've got the Kodiak, they've got the Atlas carrier from the mission, and we're giving them some really interesting builds, but you know, a lot of them don't have the right equipment to put on them. They're like, well, I've got an Atlas carrier, but I don't have any UAVs. And it's like, well, there's not much you can do with it, to be honest.
Yeah, I mean, there is that. I think a lot of the tech that people are missing are like the speed and evade upgrade, and definitely the shielded electronics is probably one of the most important ones for the base guard, because you don't want things to be pinched and take forever to come back up again. So, you know, they're definitely ones that should be in there, and people should be able to get them because they're not going to progress in the game. That's what we need is people progressing.
anybody else got anything that they'd like to see back? Will, Stephen?
I'm sorry, I missed the question. I was focusing on chat for a second.
Is there anything that you'd like to see back?
The standalone, definitely the standalone evade. That's the biggest one that I've missed and been beating myself over the head, especially because I've, with the help of others, I've already knocked out and designed the little fleets around having that in it. So, you know, whenever I get to that's gravy, and I'll just add 10% extra evade right immediately to my Grimshine. You know, I really would love to be able to do that. So that's my biggest sticking point. Everything else, I think I'm pretty caught up on.
I want to hear what Snowman wants. I didn't know you were in here, Snow. I want to hear your voice, mate.
I got everything, and screw everybody else. I'm just kidding.
A real
So,
I mean, I'd like everybody to get everything they needed. I think Kicksai's definitely listening to us more, and a lot quicker. So hopefully everything will be back in the raids.
I know they've been working hard to get rid of a lot of the hackers out of the game and trying to get some new players in, but you know, there's no point getting rid of people that have been playing for a while and hacking with all the blueprints and not giving the blueprints out to the newer blood that's coming into the game.
I'm going to just throw this in. There's no point in getting rid of people if you're going to let them join the game again with all the stuff retroed and shit. I'm going to throw that out there. I know some people don't agree with it. But a lot of people have messaged me and a lot of people have concerns. And I'm not going to make a massive deal about it, but I am going to say this. I was happy-ish. I think I was content is the best way to describe it. When someone was caught to be cheating for whatever reason and they got their base banned, and then they got a one-time reset. I think it was, they got reset to level something, like a low level, and given maybe 500 gold and a few blueprints, and then they have to start again. And if they get banned again, that's it, they're gone. I think those days I was happy to give them a second chance. But at the moment, there's a lot of people we've seen, I'm not going to mention any names at all, but we all know who we're talking about, where they're getting the bases back, minus a few ships, but they keep all the retrofit levels, all of their turrets stuff.
That's some hot bullshit, yeah.
It's almost like they're saying, I've seen a lot of people make jokes about it, but they're actually right. It's like KickFire almost advertising out to the people saying, do you know what? Why don't you hack for a couple of weeks? Have fun, enjoy it while it lasts. Get all your stuff retrofitted, get all the uranium you want, and then in 2 weeks we're going to take away a few ships. But you can keep all your upgrades, it's all cool. That's what it feels like to me, and as a player who plays legit 100% of the time, never been banned, spends a lot of money in the game, it really upsets me, to be honest.
I agree. You're 100% right, and you do have every right in the world to be mad about that. I mean, the way they've been handling it recently is absolutely hot shit. I've been reading about it on the crib. I've been kind of keeping my mouth out of it because I've been busy in real-world shit. But the fact that to just bend over backwards, let someone cheat, grief your players, fuck with the balance of your game, which is what's paying the livelihood of your fucking employees, and then just say, oh, it's okay, no problem. Hey, I know you're going to go ahead and tell your buddy how he did that, and, like, you know, he'll just start a burner account and do whatever the fuck he wants, and they're just going to spread it. Like, they need to swing the goddamn banhammer and come down with a goddamn vengeance. It's ridiculous. It's not the way that a real company runs business. When someone cheats, griefs your players, and upsets the game economy, you don't just say, oh, it's okay, don't do it again.
I'm not saying, I'm not going to be a complete cunt and say, oh, you're a hacker, piss off, which, you know, I kind of feel that way, to be honest. But I don't think it's that bad to have a second chance. You know,
I agree.
Could be all sorts of reasons for hacking, and don't get me wrong, I'm not sticking up for hackers at all. Anybody who knows me will know that I can't fucking stand it.
But they used to get fucked, though. You're right.
Reasons, you know, peer pressure. You might be in an alliance, for example, where a few people are doing it and you feel left behind or left out. You just do it to be part of the group, so to speak. So, you know, sometimes a second chance is advised, and some people might right their wrongs, but they need to get given a proper reset.
Yeah, I think that the way that it's going recently, people have just been having their hacked ships removed is definitely not the way to go about it. You know, it doesn't seem like there's any incentive not to cheat at the minute. I think that a lot of people are looking at it in the way of sort of saying, well, to be honest, I mean, what's really going to happen if I cheat? If I get caught, then they can offer me my base back, bar the ships that I've cheated. So, you know, it's a win-win situation for them, really, and it's not on.
Think of what the punishment was. You're going from thousands of dollars being in the balance, the giant whales, thousands, tens of thousands of dollars. It used to be, that's all fucking gone. Here's $50. Fuck off. Here you go. Start again. I mean, it's just nowhere in the same league of possible punishment holding over your head.
Guys, I don't mean to interrupt, but I'm actually childminded at the moment, and the parents are back, so I've got to jump off. If I get back home, I'll jump on before the end. Okay.
Thanks, buddy.
Okay. Thanks to the events.
See ya.
Go ahead, Willard. You got a comment on this?
Alright, so by banning someone's account, Kickstarter shouldn't just take the ruler, smack them on the wrist. No, they should take the hammer, beat the crap out of them, and make sure they stay banned.
Well, that's it. If they are going to give them a second chance, either take the base completely, or if you are going to give them a second chance, take, you know, like you say, do it the way you used to, give them a few hundred coin or whatever, and then take away blueprints and drop the level down, make them start from fresh. They'll be less inclined to hack again.
They shouldn't even do that. Just ban them altogether. say no more playing.
Here's the problem. I'm going to teach you a little thing about the realities of life. That there's a small, tiny subset of people that do the majority of the coining in this game and keep them alive. With the token system, which I'm sure we'll speak on in a little bit, they're starting to kind of reach out to the middle people because you're going to bridge the gap and possibly finish things. They survive and thrive by those couple thousand crazy motherfuckers that want to go drop 10K on a Facebook game just because they're millionaires and they're bored or whatever, or they're addicted to social games. There's anything from healthy reasons to unhealthy reasons that people do it. And these people are fought for so hard in the mobile market between phone games, social games. I mean, these people are what these companies are structuring their whole business around is going after the whales. So they have to try to do anything they can to keep them happy, and it's just seemed that they're caving even harder now.
The trouble is that they've started upsetting the whales now.
Yeah.
And you know, there is a lot of them that are getting to the brink now where they're saying,
Oh,
I've had
sorry.
enough.
Well, let's face it. Say, I'm gonna use like Earth for example. Say he's going against someone that you pretty much know is hacking. You do, I don't know, say for example, sake 3,000 coin fighting them, and they're not spending anything to fight back. It's like, well, what's the point?
It's frustrating. But I think the trouble is that a lot of people now are they're spending less and less because they're fed up of it, and they're fed up with the people that are taking the piss out of the game and all of its players, and they're more fed up with the fact that Kixeye are doing nothing about it. Everybody was happy that the ban hammer's swinging, and everything, but people are getting away with it near enough scot-free, and that's pissing a lot of people off. I mean, let's look at Santana. Look at the amount of money that Santana spends in this game. He is absolutely livid that people that have been banned have got all of their stuff back, apart from their cheated items. There's no real sort of incentive not to cheat, like I said earlier, really.
They're desperate for players, that's what it is. Because when the Banhammer first swung, like when Hits took a big Banhammer, they wasn't getting their bases back. They was gone.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's unfair.
It does seem unfair.
It really is.
They're definitely giving the bases back to the people who were coining, who gave them money over the years,
As well.
and for some reason switched to hacking, and they're giving their bases back, hoping that they see that they couldn't play for 3 days or a week, and still want to play, and will still come back and play and spend money instead of hacking this time, and give them more money, is what it's all about.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
all
of course.
they'll do is they'll coin for a couple of months now, start hacking again until they get caught and banned completely.
Yeah.
Yeah, because
So
I
anyway-
had
Sorry, carry on.
I had a 500,000 ID base. Someone decided thought it'd be funny to hack my account and build me overweight fleets and ships I didn't even have. And that was when the Triton first came out. I was kind of like, oh no, this isn't good. Next day, base banned. I sent ticket after ticket. No, we won't give you your base back. No, we won't give you your base back. I was playing completely legit. I was like, what the crap? Cheapskates.
Well,
Well,
I'm only
one-
going
one
to say
for
one
another
thing. The onus for your account security is always on you. Anyone's using an 8-digit password or anything stupid for Facebook or anything that's tied to it, feel bad for you. Everyone needs to turn on two-factor authentication for everything you care about. Be it credit cards to banks to something that you spend money on like this. You need to be able to protect your identity so that shit doesn't happen to you. Take the small steps, people.
Definitely agree there. Your account is your account. You're the one that's responsible for it. However much it sucks, you need to make sure that you've got steps in place to ensure the security of your account. And don't leave yourself logged in over Facebook either.
Yeah.
Right, so
Right.
I think we'll move on. What did you want to talk about next?
Okay.
Well, as since Steven brought it up, I was going to bring up the tokens in the mini raid. What's everyone think? What's everyone think about it?
Go ahead, Arf.
I'm not impressed. I think I would rather win one of the prizes than win tokens and then have to try again for something like bulkheads, which I've been trying to get for ages.
I think that the idea is that you won't get tokens unless you have all of the prizes in the tier, which isn't so bad.
Oh, okay.
It's a bonus. It's not a replacement.
Yeah, I think.
I say build tokens instead.
It's good. It's good that they're doing it because it's going to allow you to catch up as well in the Forsaken mission. So if you've missed a couple of weeks, so you're not getting prizes before they're rotated out, you're going to be able to catch up because you're going to have that token in there as one of the prizes that would have been rotated in, or one of the new prizes would have been rotated in. So you're going to have that chance to catch up on the ones that you've missed out on.
Well, I know that Doom. I know I heard Doom was just saying about that they're trying to look at ways to make the Forsaken missions that you can say like you can do it multiple times and each time it'll get harder, or each time you do it the points go up, so you can try you can retry to get the prize that you want, kind of thing. And there'll probably be a set number of times that you could do it throughout the week, and it'd basically either get harder in difficulty or you need more points to get to the tiers, which I think is a great idea.
Well, I did want to just quickly say about the tokens in the mid tiers. I mean, it's great they're doing it in tier 4. And, the lucky people that haven't got fucked by maintenance on Monday nights or some of the other bullshit that I've had happen. Then it's great. You can get them. But what's great is that 2 and the 3, you're going to be guaranteed every week to get something. And, that's 7 hours of whatever the thing is you're going to get free. No matter what. No matter who you are, everyone gets tier 3. Everyone's watching this show for any kind of advice can get 2.5 mil. So they're making better efforts, I think. It's small. It's slow. But I'm impressed and happy with the direction Kickside has gone in the last week. I can't believe I'm saying happy and Kickside in the same sentence, but there you go.
Yeah, well, I mean, like I know
saying,
people like. Sorry. I know people like Tyler, and I don't know how much you do or don't going well, but they're going to be a lot happier with this if they can only get tier 3, for example. And they've got all the tier 3 prizes. Now they can get something they can use to help with ships or defense or whatever.
Yeah, I mean, it's, at the end of the day, it's going to help out everybody in the long run, isn't it? I think that it could have probably been a bit more, and I think as well to help people out, you should be in all of the tiers, because I believe tier 1 hasn't got anything in there. Maybe they should have put like a 1 hour research token in there, and then like in tier 2 put 2 hours worth in there or something like that, instead of starting off in tier 2. It just helps the people that are coming straight into the game get something as well.
Yeah, I think so. That too. Only having in the the top 3. It's a bit sucky on people that can't reach past tier 1 that are just starting.
Just remember, guys, give them a little bit of time before you really make your opinion up on these token systems. I mean, we've had one small event which people were complaining that they thought it was going to be too hard. It's going to be too hard. How happy I was there. It's like, oh, it's the same as Let It Burn. It's nothing. And it was a slightly harder Let It Burn campaign. So, I think I spent 6 coins and got that. This is the first time we're seeing them give any tokens in the Forsaken mission. So give it a couple weeks, see how the balance comes out, see what they start doing with this system, and then we can really come back and make some opinions on it.
Yeah,
I think the only thing I want to
baby steps with Kicksai.
Yeah, I think the only thing I want to say about it is because it happened to me a couple of days ago at selling a ticket in. Using your tokens doesn't always register, because I used a token and it dropped my build by a day on my ship, and then when I'd refreshed, it basically showed up that it hadn't even registered and the token was gone. So
Did you refresh it quite quick? Because I don't know if that
Yeah,
If you
the
didn't
game sort
register.
of like crashed on me kind of thing.
Yeah.
Like I used the token and the game kind of crashed, and then when it was refreshed, it was back up to 14 days instead of 13.
One
Ouch.
thing that I will always say with anything like that is bank res. At least keep like one res gen
Always.
in your base, even if it's just an oil rig or whatever. Always
Well,
keep one in there, and then whenever you do anything game related, whether you start a build, start a repair, anything like that, bank res, because it forces a save of the game, and it will
Yep.
save your repair or your ship build or your use of a token, whichever. It'll always save that. So it's always a good idea to do that. I'm not saying that it will always save it, but it goes a long way towards it. It's something that I always recommend.
What about exiting your base? Does that also force a save?
It does sometimes. By docking a fleet, that usually does
Yeah.
it. Or bringing res in, whether it be res from a res gen or res from a fleet. So it's a good way to do it. What you'll find as well is that when you build rockets, you want to try and do that as well. It's saved on 2 different servers, your rockets. So it's actually saved on your base server and not the fleet server. So what you want to do is you want to dock some res, or bank some res from one of your res gens to save it in your base, and then go out and hit a salvage before you go and hit the base, or just auto it with Nighthawks or whatever, and it just transfers it across onto the battle server, which means that you end up having your rocket in your base hit rather than you going, oh, I've just coined a rocket and I haven't got it.
I really
So
might.
That's just a little tip of mine.
Yeah, hitting the battle is a great idea because I've had it happen a couple times, especially in the last few weeks where I start a big repair, do everything what I usually do, bank all, go to the map, and come back. Usually what I do is do that, then go look at a couple more web pages and do as the last thing I do is check it one more time. But I didn't do it that night and got fucked. You're talking about banking with your coin when you're doing the tokens. I did that with every single one of the hour tokens. Used it, bank all. Used it, bank all. And I didn't have it glitch, but I had seen posts about it, so I was a little bit more careful. But
I'm assuming that because we've had what ship build tokens, research tokens. I'm assuming the next ones they'd probably bring out would be structure tokens, if structure research tokens for your turrets and stuff. I believe, especially that new base turret that's in the mini raid.
Yeah, it's the structure build token is the tier 4 one. So 24-hour structure build token is the tier 4 token, which you can't get at the minute because you wouldn't have got all of the prizes. But obviously, once you start catching up and getting bits and pieces done, you should be able to get that. And I think the new turret as well it's only like a 2-day build on the new turret. So I've actually got one going in at the minute, which is it's quite good. Applaud kicks on not making it a stupid 15-day build.
One thing
Looks like a
actually,
nice turret too.
Yeah.
Nice, the
One thing I did want to
reload.
bring up before we watch them is I heard that before it's too late for the arena, I heard from Doom Rooster saying that they're possibly looking at ways of changing up the arena so that basically you start with a set at the beginning of the arena. You start with like a set amount of things, and you build your fleet for the arena rather than using your fleets in your dock. What's everyone think about it? You basically have a set amount of ships or whatever, so everyone kind of starts on the same page, and they build their ship rather than having their fleets that they got in their dock.
I think that would be quite cool. Back in the old days in THE My Alliance, we used to have little competitions. We used to have like a longboat challenge, and I used to do it so it was 50 coins to the winner, and you used to fight each other with longboats or Seawolf or whatever, just a single ship. And we just used to do it every month or so.
We should do that. We should do that again.
Yeah, it's good fun.
What I was thinking is make it more skill based. If everyone's got access to build their fleet on the day of the arena starting, and they just build it through like an arena build, fleet build thing, everyone's got access to the same tech, so it'll make it more skill based, which is more
Yeah,
fun.
I think
Well,
that's a
go
really
ahead.
good idea. I think it's a really good idea. I mean, because we've got some people that have got all of the tech the from the arena tournaments, like the buzzard missiles and cryo depth charges and stuff like that. That's not available to everybody else. And I mean, if you've ever seen quick V2Hs with loaded up with those cryo depth charges on there, it takes a lot of beating in the arena to sort of beat those. So yeah, I think it's good that everybody be on an even keel to start off
Well,
with.
what I was thinking is it give people that are like, say like I know people in a high rating are like deliberately dropping their rating to get in a lower bracket because they've got their ships all ranked up and score ranked. So then basically they go in and they're going against people that haven't got ranked ships or, got a weaker fleet, so they automatically win. It will give them a chance to actually be on the same level.
Well, while we're here and segue into this, what do you guys think about the post we've seen on the Lions Crib about banned accounts winning prizes in the Forsaken tournament, and then instead of correcting the issue and say 30 people got X prize, I don't know, I haven't done the arena, I'm not familiar on what the numbers are for it. Say it's 30, and the top 5 cheated. Instead of going down to the guys who were 31 through 35 and giving them the prize, their kite size kind of just going. What do you guys think about that and that approach?
I think that their attitude is terrible with regards to that. I know that Lips, one of the people that's on the panel here today, had an issue where her bracket wasn't filled up, and everybody had fought out to get into the top spots in that bracket, and they all basically got shafted because there was 50 people that didn't join in the fight. So Kixeye classed those 50 people as being the top 50. So obviously, instead of getting
Wow.
3 rafts, and the person who's in first getting 3 rafts, the skin and the badge. I mean, we all love badges, we know that, but didn't manage to get those prizes, and they basically don't want to do anything about it.
See,
And I think it's terrible.
As a programmer, this shit like this just drives me fucking batty, man. It's so easy to put a compare statement to go if their overall numbers of battles won is proportionally less than this person, then you lower their rank. It's not that fucking hard. Like, it's just small shit that they should think about ways that this stuff's going to be exploited. I feel like they design it, they build it, and they don't think about the ways that people are going to exploit it and try to break it. I know they have a QA team, and that's their job, is to throw your head against the wall and see what sticks. But they got to get better on their exploits, because shit like that is garbage.
Well, the worst thing is that they said that the players that were in the top 10 spots they classed it as them being exploiting because the 50 people didn't join in. Well, it's not their fault that the extra 50 people didn't join in.
Yeah,
I
know
mean?
that. Yeah, I know they're saying that because they're doing it so that people can't just sort of like be automatically signed in and then basically win something. I get that, but again, to actually be spending money and coin or time or whatever to actually do it and then get not get what you're supposed to get just because the others didn't. A few people didn't feel like doing the arena because they're not into it. It's a bit bogus, really.
Yeah, just imagine how I felt.
What would happen then?
That was it. She was in in 7th overall out of the people that were competing, and because of the 50 that hadn't joined, they classed the 50 that hadn't joined up, or the awaiting players, as being the top 50. So rather than being in 7th place and getting the prizes for 7th, she ended up being 57th and only getting a single RAF instead of 3.
That's a joke.
Darren Townhill from chat. Ewok had first in his group band on a 147 win streak.
So the only way of doing it really is I know that you get so much of your what's I'm turned into points is start everyone from scratch.
Yeah, I mean, if you start everybody from scratch and
Start everyone from zero, so then the people that are playing have got points. The people that aren't playing are on zero.
Yeah, it means that you'd have to actually do something in order to get anything, and it'd solve the problem quite easily. And I think that it's a relatively rare case what's happened, and it's not been through any player's fault. So it's all Kicksai's issue really, and they should honour the fact that it's their issue and sort it out, which they just haven't done. Step up and take the blame for it and give people what they rightly deserve.
I think that's a joke that that the top 50 are people that did nothing, and everyone that worked hard for it didn't get anything. And I think there should be like a 6-hour limit. If you join the bracket, you're automatically in. Whoever doesn't join, that's their problem.
Thing is that you couldn't do that though, because what if people are at work for them 6 hours and they can't play?
The most important thing is it needs to be matched, not determined, but it needs to initially be indexed by numbers of games played. Then from there you can determine what algorithm you want to make for win percentage being the higher variable, what you want. But the fact that those people were not immediately subcategorized to the top, for you have had the most interaction, you have played this the most, you are most likely a true person, and you're going to get up there. And the hackers will get picked out of that. That's the case.
Well, I mean, the major issue with this one was that there was just not enough people to fill up the bracket. So obviously, you're going to, as people start playing, they're going to be put into a bracket, and it's going to fill up with from 1 to 250, and then the next one 1 to 250, and there just wasn't enough players within the world in order to fill that bracket up. So because of that, the 50 blank spaces of players that weren't even there wasn't any player there to add into the bracket, were automatically put in the top 50. So so that nobody in the actual bracket themselves could end up having the prizes.
That's why starting everyone at 0 points.
The way that it was.
That's why starting everyone at 0 points. The ones that aren't playing are automatically at the bottom of the listing.
Yeah, exactly.
Everyone's still alive.
Yes, we are.
Yep.
Talking about the arena and people getting fucked because people didn't play, and they automatically got ranked higher because of their win-loss.
We were just saying.
Is anyone smiling today on the show?
I am.
Lots of fucks flying, but lots of smiles.
I'm
I
smiling.
should cheer the fuck up. I watched it on my phone. I was like, dude.
We were just saying that because I brought up about I heard Doom Rooster saying that they're looking at for in future arenas being able to design your fleet there and then, or not use your fleets in your base, so everyone can just sort of like design a fleet that's down to the build that you make with what kits give you to use.
Now that is a sexy idea. If I could generate a boat build and a fleet build with no cost, no idea, no money invested, except for whatever uranium it costs to enter that is a sexy idea, and I will play the hell out of that.
It's the way that it starts everyone off on the same level as well. It's not down to who's got the most coin, whether it's down to who's got the best build on the day with what kicks give you to use, basically.
What's really awesome about that idea is if you get these new players coming into the game and they're seeing the bigger players out with these fantastic ships, it gives them the opportunity to experiment and build and see what it's like to fight with these things. I think that is an amazing idea.
Definitely.
Mike.
Okay, so
Sorry.
is there anything else that we want to bring up?
Yeah, who's looking forward to the raid?
We've already been through that.
Well, you
Well, you know, miserable as fuck, man.
We'll bring you back up
died in
just
this
for you.
raid?
We'll bring you back up
Go on,
just for you.
give me the cliff notes. I've just literally walked in, that's why I've still got my jacket on. But what have I missed? What's the cliff notes?
Well, basically, we talked about the tokens, how everyone feels about the tokens in the Forsaken arena.
Amazing,
Talked about people's thoughts on the raid, yeah. People talked about people's thoughts on the raid and the new platforms that are coming out.
Talked about the
Next
new
week.
ships. Talked about the new ships and how the R10 goalie is better than the
Base of
standard
the
ship.
new ship.
Do you
Yeah.
think?
Yeah, if you look at the stats, the R10 goalie is better.
I mean, I've only had a brief look, so I've been working, but I think the defensive stats look nice, didn't they, on the new ship?
Yeah, but if you look at it, when you compare it to the R10 goalie, the R10 goalie's got 10% more evade, 50% more ballistic damage, 33% better accuracy, 10% more explosive damage, 10% more radioactive defense, and 30% stun resist, 1200 more weight, and 1000 more armor points. But you do lose out because you haven't got an extra weapon spot or an extra special.
Right. Well,
We were saying that.
well, I don't know. Obviously, I've missed it. I'm sorry if I've covered what you said, but what I would have suggested if you haven't already, it's really good if you haven't got the R10 goalie already. You know, it saves a lot of uranium. It takes a lot of time to get that, and components are probably, arguably, a hell of a lot more important in today's game than doing the ships, I would say.
You can do it a lot faster instead of having to wait 10 days for your R10.
Oh hell yeah! I mean, just in the space of one, just one level of retrofit on one ship, you can get a single component up to R10. So you got to think about your uranium spends, and if you haven't already built Goliaths, or even if you have and you've not retroed them, it's a massive save in uranium just for building the new ship.
And not only that, you can put maybe one of them in and have subprotection at the same time, if you place it correctly.
Yeah, with the thermal on the flagship. Yeah. Right, so
Is it thermal on the normal ship as well?
Yeah, there is.
I don't know. Actually, have a look.
There's
I think there's 60.
60 on the normal and 80 on the other.
80 on the long one, yeah.
Yeah.
So before we get out of here, I do have one more thing to throw to the panel. What do you guys think about how many refits have you guys got done in the last couple of weeks since they've dropped it? I know that it's increased my game dramatically to the point that I'm excited to see what my Nighthawks do. I've jumped them probably 15 points of cloak percentage, and I've probably added a good 6 or 7 seconds just in my dive time for maybe 60 or 70,000 uranium by doing shit that I never had time or the money to spend.
The thing is, I've been doing retros and had enough uranium left over to roll for crews then. So because of the drops in the I've basically been doing, I think what Payne's doing a lot as well, taking a load of things to R5, and then going from there, but get them to R5 first and just get as much as I can to R5.
Yeah, I'm trying to get my kudos to R5 at the moment.
I mean,
I think Scotty was talking about components.
Yeah.
Getting the components to R5.
Yeah.
I only got one thing. I only got
I
one
can't
thing.
stress the importance. I think
retro.
if I could say the most important thing to anyone to concentrate on, it would be compound engine systems. Speed is what's needed in a game in PvE. Fleet v fleet, base hitting with morts. You need as much speed as you can get. So if you could only get one thing retrofitted at the moment, then I'll concentrate all your uranium onto the engines.
Running from fucking reverse.
I think evade armor's a very good one to do as well. Personally.
And pinch resistance for your guard as well.
Yeah. They're the top 3.
You can't evade them more.
True. But, yeah.
Well, we're bringing up about that. Obviously, the apocalypse mortars. You need if they got the eruption on, you need a lot of speed to outrun them if they got it retroed.
Yeah, definitely. What I did want to ask people on the panel here tonight is how have they had a look at our builds on our pages? We've recently changed all of the way that we post builds on the Battle Pirate Squid page. I was just wondering if anybody's taken a look.
I was about to say, do you want to explain how to get to the page? Because I know we cut out last time.
Yeah, that's what I was going to go over.
Not sure how many people got to hear about it.
Try not to kill the show with.
I'll try not to. It was my fault last time. Apparently, I sort of dropped out and then it wouldn't let me back in again. So sorry about But yeah, I'll go through it with some.
Do you want to screen share it as you do it, or?
Yeah, I should do that. I'm just gonna do that now.
While you're loading up as well, I want to say to people, it's not only us creating these builds, it's a community page, and we want to get as much input from a wide variety of people as we can. Something that I started to say, I don't know if you got cut off last time, but send us your builds and we'll credit you in it and share your builds, because everybody kind of coming together and sharing a variety of builds makes it, a bigger library of things to look through. And when you put all that information together, you start to come up with some really crazy builds which you might not have thought about by yourself.
Okay.
And it can be any level, any level of what's it, because you got to help all levels of players. So it can be any level. It could be a nice levy fleet for mini missions or anything.
Yeah, I'd encourage that. I mean, loads of people talking about Hellhound fleets and V2Hs, the kind of two most popular ones. I want Crusaders, but don't forget about your smaller fleets. There's a lot of people who have Mercuries who want to know a build, and we'll be working on some. And if you've got your old builds, send them to us. Help people out.
Okay, so everybody can see this. I'll take it.
Yep.
Yeah. So yeah, obviously it's just the Battle Pirates Crib page. www.facebook.com/the Battle Pirates Crib. All you've got to do is go into photos. And it goes into photos. It'll come up and you will see this. So you can see that there's a lot of stuff that we've added recently. But you go to albums here. When you go to albums, it'll load up and we'll get this. So as you can see, we've got all of the different ships that are used in the game. So you can basically just have a look through. Say you wanted to find a Hellstrike. There we go, a Hellstrike build. All you've got to do is click on the Hellstrike builds there, and it will come up with a bunch of different builds. So as you can see, there's quite a few in here. There's one with throwers on there, there's some with mortars and stuff like that. You can click on a build there and it gives you a short description of what it is that the build is about, some bits and pieces on that. You can obviously see what the build looks like, see the defense stats and stuff like that, and it's also got the Huggies link as well. So you can just click on the Huggies link and it will take you to the full fleet build. Obviously you can cycle through these as well and just press the arrow button and go through to the next one, so you can compare them whilst you're in here. So if we go back as well, so as we've said, there's a bunch of different stuff on there. We're still adding to it, so we're gonna be adding more stuff in the next couple of days.
And if you want to get to it easier, then the simplest thing to do is go to the albums and just bookmark the page, so it's there.
Definitely. Yeah. So that's basically how to get to it. Once you've clicked on the albums bit here, you just go up there and bookmark it. If in Chrome, you just put the star on there, and that'll put it into your bookmarks, and away you go. So that's that. Has anybody on the panel actually come and had a look?
I've had a look.
Well, we know that you've had a look.
Yeah, I looked at it. It's very easy to see everything and it's put together nice slides.
But yeah. So is anybody else?
Yes, I've had a look. Yeah, I've had a look because I've got to build a few builds I want to check out. I did have a brief look. I thought it was excellent. I've got a few things that I'd like to submit to.
Yeah, that's cool. We can do that for you. Will, what about you, mate? Have you had a look at it?
No, not yet. But I should sometime soon.
Yeah.
Yes, very soon.
Yeah.
Immediately.
Go now.
Do it. Do it now.
What are you still doing here? Come on, go.
I'm going.
Look at his excitement in his face. He can't wait to have a look at all the builds. There's actually not many. Well, there is some there, but we're still working on it. It's a work in progress. So.
Before we get out of here, I want to say thank you to all our regulars in chat. It's good to see the same people come out every week. Thanks, guys.
Much
I
appreciated.
second that.
I hope you didn't miss me.
We always miss you, Rob.
What wasn't you here? Didn't notice.
I see some new
Oh, we
people.
miss you.
It's nice to see new people.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah, obviously anyone's welcome on the show if we got spots. Obviously, we've got a few spots left today, so anybody in the chat that wants, anybody in the chat that wants to come on, just message one of us and we'll get it sorted.
Yeah, preferably battle pass players. Don't be inviting your neighbours and your
Yeah,
family.
yeah.
You know, your grandma and everything. It's nice that no.
Unless you got a nice voice.
Yeah.
So, are we pretty much done for tonight?
I believe so. Yeah.
We've gone a little bit over, but yeah. Go out and check out the builds. Get in there. It's going to help everybody out. It's there to help people out. Get your builds added as well. Just message us up and we can get that sorted for you. And
check out Larry's blog.
Yeah, check out Larry's blog as well. bpprof.blogspot.com. And yeah, happy days. And we should all see you on Wednesday for the update show. Hopefully
I'll
we'll
be there for racing pirate.
Yeah, and should be good. Thank you very much for coming. Much appreciated to all the panel members that joined us tonight as well. And good night, and we'll catch you next time.
See you
Good night, guys.
Good night.
Yeah.